Hi guys, so good evening and welcome back to my magical world. I am Frostbite and today is actually it's July 12th, but let's say that we will film it by July 11, 2023. Okay? Cuz guys, it's still evening. Um it's 1:12. It's midnight. After midnight. So, it's 1:12 in the morning, early morning. Okay, so yung sleeping pattern ko is, I don't know, it's been a little bit extremely crazy. Like, when you came from outside, and then the moment you step on the house, you are just really tired. And then I always like fell asleep maybe 9, 8, 9, 10, something like that. And I wake up like right now it's 1 a.m., maybe 2 a.m., most of the time 3 a.m. So I'm just saying, I don't know what is going on. But it's been like that, I think, for weeks already. Sometimes I wake up exactly 3 a.m., 3:05, before 3, or hours like that, you know when the veil is so thin. So um let us continue reading. I My feeling now is like recharge, because I came from sleep. So I also went like outside a while ago with my friend. So I think we ate. Yeah, we ate outside. I was laughing so hard, like extremely crazy, because of some um he's so funny. So yeah. Also, I just wanted to remind you that if you know me, if you personally know me, like in real life, not in my online world, so not online. Okay, so I don't know. It's like, when people like, I am really trying my best, like, to remember all of you guys, like, because you know that I am changing from different places, like I'm always moving. So I actually live in different places. And some people, like, in my town, like, some people I really don't recognize. Like, I am trying my best, guys, because a while ago there's this encounter, like, this man, like, looking at me like crazy, as if he knows me. And then I was trying like so hard, like, who is that guy, like something like that, because I really can't, like, it's like I don't have a memory of him, something like that. And then he came back and forth. He was walking there, um looking at me as if I know him, or he's trying, and then he cannot stop. He can't stop. Maybe he already make, uh he cannot already, paano ko ba sabihin, guys? Naubos yung English ng aking utak. Wait lang. So he can't, I think he was trying to make me realize who is he, but I really don't have, like, I cannot really remember. I am meeting a lot of people and talking to a lot of people, like, on a daily basis right now. Not only right now, even before. So um it's just, crazy that I didn't recognize him, but yeah, I actually know him. He approached me. He he no longer, you know he he no longer want, what do you call, hindi na niya mapigilan yung sarili niya to uh to ask me questions. Okay, so it's like, do you remember me, something like that. So, and I was like, huh, is he kind of like having like a power trip, because I really can't recognize. I have like zero memory, something like that. I barely recognize his face, but you know, that feeling that he seems familiar, but I can't. I tried my best like a while ago, and I don't like doing that because I'm kind of like squeezing my memory, something like that. Maybe that's because of like traumatic events. Like I tried to like um try to forget some people from the past. Not try, like I really do that. So yeah, maybe that's the reason. Because I tried my best, but I really can't recognize him. But yeah, he's actually like a good friend of mine way back. So it's just so funny that it's like that I really can't recognize him. But yeah, he was saying like um this is the exact thing. Do you remember me? And I was like, huh? Something like that. And I'm just looking at him. I'm not even talking. I'm not even responding. And then he told me like, um, driving, something like that. And then I was still trying to recognize him driving, cause it's been like few years ago. So yeah, yeah. And then I asked my friend, so who is he? So yeah, yeah, actually he was my classmate that um during my driving days, so my driving class, like a long time ago. So because he seems different right now. He is kind of like bulky, a little bit bulky, and um yeah. So I didn't really recognize him, but when he told me that he was like, but when my friend, because I still ask my friend about him. So yeah, they actually I remember na. So I'm sorry guys if I really can't um recognize you. So you really have to like approach me. So, this is just like crazy encounter like a while ago. Diba? So I really thought I wouldn't. I am extreme. You know when you're in a lot of people but you're also isolated, something like that. It's. I am usually like that. I don't know if you do understand what I'm saying, but it's like that, guys. Let's continue reading. Ang dami kong chika. I'm really sorry. Let's go back. Okay, so on a day like this, or days when it's crystal clear, I just sit in the train and look over the roofs of the city because it's so fascinating to see the city and to be above it. To be there but not to be a part of it. To see these forms and these shapes, these marvelous old buildings, some of which are totally ruined, and I mean just the fascination of the thing, the curiosity of it. I can come in and say coming to work this morning was like coming through a Schiller precisionist painting, because he painted rooftops and things like that in a very crisp, clear style. It often happens that someone who's totally wrapped up in a means of visual expression sees the world in those terms, like a photographer looks at a sky and says, "This is a Kodachrome sky." So way to go, God! You are almost as good as Kodak. Breathe, guys. Okay, so um, I don't know what reality like you are with right now, but me is like it feels like I am in the middle of two worlds, something like that. So I'm still dealing with very few people in the past, and mostly I can say let's say 95% of people right now are like new people to me. But at the same time, um I don't know. It's just crazy. By the way, guys, if you're new to my channel, like, I spill random shit here about my life, about what is, you know, currently happening. So, um, yeah, I made this channel at the very first, for my sanity, because I barely talk to humans. Those were the pandemic times. So it started 2020, I think. So yeah, uh, that's why I made this channel. I was, yeah, this is good for my mental health, because I can speak here anything I want, you know. Continue. So clearly, it takes training to be able to derive the degree of sensory delight from seeing. One must invest quite a bit of psychic energy in looking at beautiful sights and not good art before one can recognize the Schiller like quality of a roofscape. But this is true of all flow activities. Without cultivating the necessary skills, one cannot expect to take, aray ko guys, yung eyes ko, wait lang. Several other activities, wait lang. But this is true of all flow activities. Without cultivating the necessary skills, one cannot expect to take true enjoyment in a pursuit. Compared to several other activities, however, seeing is immediately accessible. So it is a particular pity to let it rest undeveloped. It might seem like a contradiction that in the previous section, we have shown how yoga can induce flow by training the eyes not to see, whereas we are now advocating the use of the eyes to make flow happen. This is a contradiction only for those. Ay, sneeze. Okay, sneeze. Wait lang. Okay, I'm okay na. So, yeah. Um, Advocating the use of the eyes to make flow happen. Can you follow, guys? Because I'm reading 2 pages in a day. Try your best, like, finish my video every day. Kasi, um, it's good to read. Like this reading, like this kind of reading, right? Because audiobooks are boring most of the time. Um, Usually they just hired like people to do it, to do such reading, or maybe AI, diba? So this kind of reading seems to be, this is a natural read. This is like when you're reading, diba, and like someone is like most of the time telling stories. Okay, I am like that. Like think of it like this channel as like that. So you get to know me on a daily basis. If I can film on a day, diba? I'm trying my best naman every day. It's not easy, guys. If you're, um, oh my god. Let's continue, guys. So, natuloy na natin. So, rather than the experience to which it leads, it does not matter whether we see or we not see, as long as we are in control of what is happening to us. The same person can meditate in the morning and shut out all sensory experience, and then look at a great work of art in the afternoon, and either way, he may be transformed by the same sense of exhilaration. So we have a subtopic here, the flow of music. In every known culture, the ordering of sound in ways that please the ear has been used extensively to improve the quality of life. One of the most ancient and perhaps the most popular functions of music is to focus the listener's attention on patterns appropriate to a desired mood. So there is music for dancing, for weddings, for funerals. the religious and for patriotic occasions, music that facilitates romance, and music that helps soldiers march in orderly ranks. When bad times befell the pygmies of the Ituri forest in the Central Africa, they assumed that their misfortune was due to the fact that benevolent forests, which usually provided for all their needs, had accidentally fallen asleep. At that point, the leaders of the tribe would dig up the sacred horns buried underground and blow on them for days and nights on end in an attempt to wake up the forest, thus restoring the good times. The way music is used in the Ituri forest is paradigmatic of its function everywhere. The horns may not have awakened the trees, but their familiar sound must have reassured the pygmies that help was on the way, and so they were able to confront the future with confidence. So, um, I really believe that it's better like when the time will come when I will remove my braces now, because I can speak with you with my 100% potential, with my 100% fullest potential. Okay, um, speaking to you, reading to you, telling you stories. Because right now I cannot like this is not like the normal you know the normal floor. This is not the normal what do you call that? Normal arrangement. Tama ba? Bahala na kayo guys. Basta yun na yun. Hindi to yung normal kasi 'di ba may braces ako so I can't really it's not okay for me kaya guys, if you are having braces, I know your struggle. Kaya if you wanted to like to do it just for to feel pretty, to feel richer, wag na guys kasi hindi siya maganda, but I have to do this kasi um sige kwento ko sa inyo. 'Di ba when our iba kasi yung then basta sa susunod ko na ikukwento pala. We have to finish this kasi ang dami ko ng daldal. Okay? Going back. So most of the music that pours out of Walkmans and stereos nowadays answer a similar need. Teenagers who swing from one threat to the other fragile in evolving personhood to another in quick succession throughout the day, especially depend on the suiting patterns of sound to restore order in the consciousness. But so do many adults. One policeman told us if after a day of making arrests and worrying about getting shot, I could not turn on the radio in the car and on my way home, I would probably go out of my mind. So music which is organized auditory information helps organize the mind that attends to it and therefore reduces psychic entropy or the disorder we experience when random information interferes with goals. Listening to music, words of boredom and anxiety, and when seriously attended to, it can induce flow experiences. So that itself, guys, like music, the right kind of music frequency is really important to us humans, 'di ba? Because we are kind of like it moves us in a different time and space, in a different um emotion, 'di ba? Music is like a spell, not like it is a spell. So you also need to be really careful on what you feed, on what you hear, 'di ba? So small things like that, you really have to be extremely aware. Also be aware of like listening to people who complains a lot, 'di ba? All of us, we really have to be in a state where we think uh we have to be solution oriented. There are a lot of people that are making problems, small things, they're kind of like making it a big thing, 'di ba? it's a waste of time, diba? That's why make sure to be, when you are like, you have two sides naman, diba? The problem and the solution. Always try your best to be on the solution side, not in the middle, okay? Huwag ka doon. So, walang ganon. Um, it's black and white. Like, I see people like that nowadays. I see them as like black and white. I get to decide where that's the goodie. That's the good thing of my reality right now. I get to decide who you are. If you are dead to me or you're gonna be alive, I will get to decide that. So, diba? It's the gift of free will, diba? If you don't want to associate yourself with certain kind of people, you can do that. You can do that. It's all, you always have an option. And if you think you don't have option, make a lot. So, some people argue that technological advances have greatly improved the quality of life by making music so easily available. Transistor radios, laser disc, parang may sipon ako. Tape decks blare the latest music 24 hours a day in crystal clear recordings. So this continuous access to good music is supposed to make our lives much richer. But this kind of argument suffers from the usual confusion between behavior and experience. Listening to recorded music for days and on end may or may not be more enjoyable than hearing an hour-long live concert that one had been looking forward to for weeks. It is not the hearing that improves life. It is the listening. Okay, so really, listening is really more important, diba? You have one mouth and two ears. Okay, and a lot of people like don't have that kind of like ability. I have mastered that, like listening. Ako lang I, it's just me, myself, and I have mastered listening to people. I don't know that I was like an extremely empathic person, like way before. But now that I have all that knowledge, I am really, even at a young age, I am. I've always been like that. I just didn't recognize. I just didn't recognize that um, for such a long time. So we hear music, but we rarely listen to it, and few could have ever been in flow as a result of it. So as with anything else, to enjoy music, one must pay attention to it to the extent that recording technology makes music too accessible and therefore taken for granted. It can reduce our ability to derive enjoyment from it. Before the advent of sound recording, a live musical performance retained some of the awe that music get engendered when it when it was still when it was still entirely immersed in religious rituals. Okay, so lagyan ko lang ng mark to para hindi ko makalimutan, guys. Okay, so we're already done reading. Medyo, I think medyo messy yung reading natin ngayon kasi uh, I've been spilling out my personal shit and telling you stories, but that's life, guys. Okay, don't take it too seriously. Sometimes I really have to engage on the fun side. Because we're all gonna be dead sooner or later. Diba? You'll never know. I don't know. You don't know. Make the most of like every day. Try your best. And don't spend your time on small little things na really irrelevant. I guarantee, guys, like I used to stress out with a lot of things before, unnecessary things. Right now, I can already breathe. Like, it's a relief. Like, this year, um, 2023, this is like a relieving year. Tama ba? I felt so relieved, relaxed somehow, still stressed, but medyo okay na compared to 2022. 2022 is too much for me. So, buti na lang I made it out alive. I'm still here with you. You still see me. Diba? So, um, although there are a lot of people right now that are having like thoughts that are not okay or not good, like suicidal thoughts, diba? Patterns that you are doing to sabotage yourself. So, ganun guys. So, make sure guys, galing din ako na sa mga ganyan. So, make sure guys to try your best every day to live. Okay? It's not easy. Even to live right now, diba? With the economy and all of that, all of the things that is going on around the world. Diba? The inflation, so everything, every move you make right now is really irrelevant. Try your best not to make um, mistakes that are hard to uh, fix. Okay. You can, of course, you can make mistakes. You're just humans. You are just here to experience. Pero bahala kayo guys, kasi buhay niyo yan. Okay? So, I'm just here to remind you kasi I've already been there. There are worst, like, things that happen in my life. So, I'm trying my best, like, for you to, like, escape that. So, ganun na guys. So, ang hang-daldal ko talaga. You see, right, I'm so madaldal at this hour. This is like my hour. Evening, midnight, ayan, onwards. So, my brain is like, on fire. So, yun lang naman guys. Ang kadaldalan ko ay sumusobra na. I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you guys for listening, for finishing my videos, for tuning up to your DJ, yes. For tuning to my channel. Yun. So, thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. To all my friends, know that I may not talk to you right now, but I think of you. Di halata, no? But yeah, I do. So, yeah. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Be safe and have a sexy night. Bye.